Welcome back, guys. This video is going to be the debut of my new camera. So after searching long and hard, I came up with the Sony FDR AX53. So I've been using an old Sony Handycam, which is a CX190, and I've taken a lot of pictures with that, and it's been a fabulous camera for years and years and years. Just recently it has experienced some problems with the mic. It does not have an attachment for a external mic. So if you've seen any of my videos that I recently put up, you get a lot of humming and a lot of background noise. So unfortunately, I had shot a few videos with this camera before I ever even looked at the footage, and I have that background noise that's in the camera all the time. So for about 4 or 5 weeks now, I've been looking for a camera. Spent a lot of time on YouTube on reviews from all different types of cameras. So I picked the AX53 for a few reasons. Number one, it has a hot mic port and it has a hot shoe on it. So I can use a lot of different accessories that are Sony compatible, and it makes for a very easy attachment. Number two, the zoom. So my old camcorder wasn't really good at this right now. I'm sitting about 18 inches away from this camera, maybe 2 feet. The older Sony, I'd have to have it 4 feet away from me to do this shot. The older Sony was great for long distances. It was beautiful. We've taken it on vacation many times, and we have actually we've filmed many different family vacations, and it's beautiful picture quality, beautiful sound. It was a great camera. Unfortunately, it's experiencing that noise. It was hard to use in this setting because a lot of times you're trying to get relatively close quarters, and I don't have the opportunity to put it farther away. So this camera, I can literally put my finger right up here. I'm within a half an inch from the screen, and it takes a really it can focus in on it, and it's not filling up the whole screen, and that's my point. Whereas if this was my older camera, you'd see one eyeball and that was it. I couldn't zoom out far enough. So I'm hoping to have good luck with this, and hopefully producing some better videos than what I've put out there so far. I think the content was good. It's just the noise is kind of a pain in the butt. I did do a video on repairing this H&R 32 caliber revolver. That was taken prior to my knowledge of the noise in the background, so I am going to put that up anyways just to see it, because it's a really good video. And there's a couple of other videos that I had shot that I'll probably put up in the long run. So a little bit about myself. I've been a machinist all my life. I learned machining from my father in the basement of our house, where my father ran a gunsmithing shop. So that's his old card, Burnt Hill Gun Repair. And that's where I got the name for my YouTube channel. In honor of him, I'm going to call it Burnt Hill Machine. My father worked for Pratt Whitney for many years as a toolmaker, then later on went to middle management. So I spent many nights and weekends watching him operate the milling machine and the lathe, doing gun work at home, and eventually being able to do some stuff myself. He also serviced a couple of local farms, apple orchards, where he fixed their equipment, making pins and bushings for the tractors and any of their equipment that needed repair. My father would service that equipment, any machine shop stuff that needed to be done. So along with machining, I also learned some auto mechanics and being around basic machinery and doing some basic repair. So high school, I decided I wanted to go to vocational school to learn machinist trade at a school level. So I went to a local area vocational school for 2 years, graduated from there, and I got a job at Cleveland Twistro, and I worked with them for many years. As things went on, it was apparent that that company was probably not going to be in the United States for very long, or at least not in the state I was in. So one of my very good friends from working that I met working at Cleveland Twistro, we decided to open our own business, and he had some automotive background plus machining. I had some automotive background plus machining. We decided to open an automotive machine shop, which later blossomed into a automotive machine shop and repair facility. So not only did we do the basic machine work, we also did general repair, undercar services, removing and installing the engines we built. So we did a wide array of things: computerized engine controls, diagnostics, drivability problems. So after having that business for quite a while, my partner and I decided to do something different, and I got hired at a local college, technical college, where I teach automotive, and specifically I teach computerized engine controls, fuels and ignition, and high performance. I got a pretty good high performance background, being that we used to build a lot of race motors at our machine shop. So that's where I come from. I have a very wide knowledge base when it comes to machining, from the industrial side, running some production machines, to doing some tool room one-off machining, and then getting into the automotive machining, where when you do the high performance stuff, there's a lot of different stuff that you have to set up to be able to get the job done. So I got a pretty good wide variety of skills that I have acquired over the years, between what my father was doing in the basement with guns, all the way up to machining engines and high performance. Okay, so that's where I come from. I got some content that I want to share with you guys. Unfortunately, I did quite a bit of work before I ever decided to doing YouTube videos. This past summer, I actually acquired a 2J variable speed Bridgeport to replace my J-head, and that was about a 90% teardown. Clean it up. It was in beautiful, beautiful shape. It really didn't need any repair, except for the couple of things where the reverse switch on the auto feed on the quill, the little stuff that always breaks. So that I may put some pictures up of that. Obviously, I didn't take any video. I didn't even think about ever doing that video up until only around Christmas time. So I've done a lot of different things throughout the last few years that would have made real good content, but you know, life goes on, you change, and you try something new, and this is something I've enjoyed doing so far, and I'm going to continue. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it as much as me. One of the upcoming projects we got is, I have a jet lathe. It's a 1440. I got it real reasonable because it was crashed. Whoever crashed it broke a couple of gears up in the gear head. I had fixed those, again, before I decided to do videos. working with Jet. They've got great customer service. Got that squared away. And then I was having some problems threading. So the shear pin was sheared. When I was on the phone with Jet, I had ordered a couple of new shear pins. They came in. They were steel shear pins. That's a no-no. So I had made some new aluminum ones because they were aluminum in the beginning. And still having some issues. As we drilled down, we found out that the half nut is in very, very bad shape. And I don't know if you guys can see that. It's in very poor shape. So I can't use the threading attachment on the lathe. Got a thread in it. I call up Jet, see if I can order a pot. It's like 60 bucks. That's no big deal. Find out they don't make it anymore. So I ended up buying a tap, Chinese tap, and it's 7/8 Acme. And I made an aluminum one just to make sure that I had to make a arbor to hold this. And made an aluminum one just to make sure it would work. So it's actually in the lathe now, but we are going to replace this. And I located a chunk of brass that we're going to make it from. So another little project I made while I was waiting to figure out my camera. I have a couple of these Nogas. And a lot of guys are using the Nogas to hold the camera, which is kind of cool. Right now it's on a tripod. But when I'm over by the machine, I like to be able to get a view from the top and maybe from the tailstock like a lot of the other guys are doing. And these magnetic based Nogas work really, really well. So I just, made a little attachment, and all it was a square piece of aluminum with the 5/16 tapped hole, which that's what goes in a camera. I was very surprised at that. And a little piece of rubber roofing glued onto it. And we put a little recess in there next to the thread so that when you screw it in here, it captures it. You don't lose it. Screws onto the base, slides right into the Noga. So stuff like that. I got a lot of stuff like that we do. The Noga, the reason I like to use that is I screwed a steel plate, 1/8 thick 4x4 inch plate up on the ceiling joist, and that way I can take the Noga, stick it right up there, and I can mount the camera on it. So that works pretty good, and I've done a few videos that way, but this is going to make it a lot easier. Okay, so I want to thank the guys that have been watching the videos that I have put up. Thanks for hitting the like. Thanks for subscribing. I hope more people will like and subscribe, and I hope I can provide some really good content. So long for now. I'll see you soon. Burnt Hill Machine YouTube channel. Thanks.